Hi, my name is Julia M. Spencer. I'm a real estate advisor, investor, and your number one source for real estate advice online. And in this video, I am actually located in Cancun, Mexico, and we've been staying here for the winter. I'm actually staying in a really cool kind of like an Airbnb, and I wanted to give you a little bit of some of the things that I learned about real estate here in Mexico, because I think some of you guys might be interested in moving here to retire. There's a lot of expat communities, and I've been here for close to a month now, and I've learned a couple of things about real estate, and I wanted to share that with you. So as you can see, the reason to go to Mexico, of course, is because the weather is just gorgeous even in the winter. Today is December 31st, 2020. Crazy year, right? About to be done, and it's very hot. It's in the 80s today. So we're about to move to a different location. We've been at this location for a week, but for my family, I wanted to kind of give them a little bit of review of every place to stay here. So we stayed in a resort. We stayed in a small boutique hotel at the beach. We're staying now at an Airbnb in a house in a suburban neighborhood. And the next thing will be in the city. And the last will end up with a resort again. So my family and I, we all got to experience all the different ways of how to stay here. And the reason, of course, for a lot of people to come to Mexico is because it's very affordable. And I'm going to give you a little bit of an update of this neighborhood right here, because this was probably my most interesting one. It is an Airbnb that's privately owned. This is a 3-bedroom, 3.5 bathroom house. I would say maybe about 12 to 1,400 square feet. It doesn't have much of an outdoor space, but it is in a gated community with 2 security gates. And the rents here run anywhere between $400 to $800 a month. So it's very affordable. To buy one of these places, anywhere from $80,000 to $100,000. So I can give you a little bit of a link of where I am. These are actually subdevelopments in the south of the city of Cancun. So to the center, it's about a 15-20 minute drive by taxi. I was actually thinking about getting a car here because we're kind of outside where the action is, and I kind of like to be independent. But we were able, my whole family, we were able to get around just with taxis, and taxis are extremely affordable. Most of the time, anywhere we went, we paid about no more than 200 pesos. And of course, $1 is about 18 pesos. So you basically take one number off the back and divide by 2. So that's kind of like your dollar amount. And approximately, of course, and then 200 pesos would be $10 approximately. And but if we went to the grocery store, I mean, it was like $3 or $4. We usually just walk to the grocery store and then we get a taxi back because we got a bunch of stuff. So that was really convenient. Very surprised I didn't have to rent a car and didn't have to worry about getting around. Of course, they also have Ubers here in Cancun. Playa del Carmen and in Tulum, where we stayed most of the time, they didn't have Ubers, but taxis will flag you down versus the other way. So taxis will drive by you and give you the double beep. It's basically like, hey, you want a taxi? You want a ride? and they're super affordable. But today, actually, we're moving to Playa del Carmen from Cancun. I have a little boutique hotel right there on 5th Avenue. And we have a van, obviously, because we have 5 people and everybody's luggage. So the van cost about $70. It's a little pricey, but it's door-to-door service, and only the best for my family, right? But I wanted to give you a little bit more information about real estate, because I know probably some of you are like, hey, maybe retiring in Mexico might be a good deal in terms of real estate. And I was thinking the same thing. And I did go to a little bar in Tulum, and spoke to one of the local hippies there, I guess, one of those long-haired guys from Colorado that just happened to appear to order some food or whatever, and he basically said just be careful buying real estate here in Mexico, because if you're within 50 kilometers of a land or water border, you cannot get the property deeded in your name. You're basically just renting it from the government, and they can take it away anytime. And I'm like, I'm not sure what that means. So I got on a couple of the expat groups and started reading a little bit. But sure enough, what it actually is, and I'll write down the actual name in the bottom of this because I can't remember it. But if you're buying real estate in Mexico that's within 50 kilometers of a land or water border, which is most expats, that's where they live, on the beach, near the coastline, or near the border to the United States, you have to put the property into a Mexican corporation in a trust. You can't deed it in your own name, so it is very, very important to get a real estate agent that's familiar with how to do real estate transactions in this country. Otherwise you might get screwed, and you of course do all of that and read all the paperwork, always, all contracts, before you hand over any money. So real estate is very, very cheap, but you have to watch a couple of things, of course. And I'm going to show you a couple of pictures of this neighborhood, this development. When we first arrived here, it looked a little bit to me like a military base. It's completely secluded from the rest of the world. This is like suburban Mexico versus the outside world Mexico. It looks a little bit different, and there's 24-hour security gates, manned security gates on both entrances that we have. So we have the main subdivision and then the subdivision where we are. So there's people there at that gate 24 hours. Even whenever we're taking a taxi to come back, they gave us they took the licenses of the taxi drivers, and then the taxi drivers have to pick those licenses back up on the way out. So it's extremely secure. There's cameras everywhere. There's also, there's pools here. There's a little entertainment soccer court, ball court. I took pictures of everything. There's sidewalks everywhere. People are running and jogging in the morning. You can, of course, drive your car here, obviously, but I'll show you a little bit of what it looks like. I'm actually sitting on the roof. This particular property has 3 stories. There's no basement, but there is a rooftop. So I was able to do my yoga here in the morning. I kind of really enjoyed it. In terms of renting these places, there's plenty of them available for rent. Like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, about $400 to $800 a month. I don't know if that includes water or gas. Everything here is ran by gas. The stove and the oven and everything's by gas. There are, from what I've seen, there's no heating systems, but obviously you don't need them. You have a couple of window or in-room air conditioners only in the bedrooms. Again, it's quite comfortable here in the winter. I can imagine in the summer it's a little bit brutal. I'm not sure how good the air conditioners actually work in the summer in these places. All these places are constructed with cement, so these are cement buildings, not built out of wood. And of course the whole entire complex is gated with very high walls with electrical fences. So if you're thinking, safety is an issue for you moving to Mexico, you can choose one of these places and live in one of those. In terms of HOA or maintenance, from what I've seen, it's about $30 a month, so it's very affordable. In terms of buying, what I've heard on the expat groups is buying real estate in Mexico. Real estate in Mexico is not as liquid as in the United States. So if you're buying it, just think really, really closely about what you're going to do with it and whether or not you're going to live there, because you might be stuck with it for a while. And in addition, what I've also learned is that the good side of this is that it's very Airbnb friendly. People have pets here. Also, what I heard is that whenever people are partying in this area or being loud or there's some upheaval, they have security guards 24/7 that will kind of calm things down. Of course, there's cameras everywhere. So, gated complexes here definitely ensure that people have a comfortable living. And it's not just expats that live here. There's Mexican nationals that live here as well. We actually stayed in an Airbnb, and I'll show you the pictures what it looks like. It's actually pretty cute. I love this little house. And very affordable. So, I mean, if you wanted to get away, even if it's just for a couple of months in the wintertime, you can't beat $400 a month in rent, or even $700 a month in rent. Grocery stores are very close to here. We didn't have a washer and dryer in our place, but I asked my Airbnb host about laundry service, and I had somebody come on Monday, and they brought, for 5 people, our laundry was 9 kilograms, which was about 18 pounds. Brought everything back the next day. It was 120 pesos, so it was about $7 or something like that. It was very affordable. So living here, extremely affordable. If you don't buy fancy stuff from the United States, that's processed food, and it's starting to rain. If you're buying fresh food, you can buy them on the side of the street. There's vendors. Also food extremely cheap here, about half the prices of the United States. So if you wanted a cool retirement, I'm leaving because it's raining. This is the place to be. And we're about to get picked up, so I'm going to just show you really briefly before I get too wet where we are. Talk to you soon. Oh, by the way, before I get completely wet, I'm going inside. I'm getting wet. Oh, make sure you subscribe to my website, juliamspencer.com, and get your free guide to real estate investing, and more videos are to come. I'm sorry I have been a little absent. I have been on the road for 2 months now, and say hi to Mom. Hi, Mom. And yeah, make sure you subscribe, and if you need coaching or you need more information about this place, or if you want to buy any of my audiobooks or classes, courses, contact me. You can leave a comment at the bottom of this video. You can just email me at realestate@juliamspencer.com, and I look forward to hear from you. Bye-bye.
For your free guide to real estate investing, visit juliamspencer.com.